What's up, guys? I'm going to show you how to rebuild your steering rack on your 3 Series BMW. This should work for an E36, E46, Z3, maybe a few other applications. Let's get into it. As you can see, I've already taken it all apart. I'm going to show you how I did that, but while everything is disassembled, I'm going to show you all the parts. This big guy here slides in here. There is a little gasket O-ring here. These ones are hard and tough. They're probably okay. If you do want to remove them, you're going to need to pick at them real hard, and to get the new ones on, you're going to have to boil them first. The same goes for the pinion here. There's these 4 seals here, sometimes called the quad seals, and it's the same situation. They're kind of like a harder material, not rubber. Getting them out's not easy. Getting them in is not easy either, but the trick is you gotta boil them first. While I have this here, there's a bearing that sits on a C-clip. Hopefully you can see it right there. And on top of that sits this O-ring, or oil seal. Which, real quick, while we're talking about it, I have the Edelman 8921 kit. This is going to be for the Z3 rack. This is a Z3 rack, but I have it on my E36. The way this all goes together is this piece sits inside that tube, while this piece goes in through here, and these splines interact with these splines here. As you rotate this will shift left to right within this tube. There's going to be this nut, so it sits through here. There's another bearing in there I'll show you, and then there's a nut at the bottom. See that bearing there, through there. This is held in with 2 oil seals that will go here, roughly, and here. On the inside, you have this plastic bushing that sits on an internal ledge in this diameter. Followed by the oil seal. As you can see, that one failed, and that's why I'm here today. On the other end, which is over here, we have this piece, which is a pain in the butt. Inside of this is this plastic bushing. I'm gonna have to press that in, most likely. I had to press it out. And that allows this to slide. But then on the back side, right here, there's another seal. It's this guy, and it sits in there like so. There's also an O-ring that you replace, and this C-clip holds it in. Getting these parts out was the toughest job, and I'll go into great detail on that here in a minute. Last thing I want to show you is in this piece, another bushing. This sits right here and is spring loaded by this cap it keeps pressure on this. So this is actually going to be rotated that way in the housing. It keeps pressure on this as it slides and makes sure that this is interacting with it. The only other thing I didn't mention was on this top side, there's also another C-clip, and that's what keeps it from coming out. So, anyways, I'm gonna go into, well, I'm gonna show you a few more things. These are more obvious. These are your high pressure lines. They mount up into these two threaded holes here and wrap around to these two threaded holes right here. And then there's like a vacuum hose essentially. This is not high pressure, it's more like an air thing. These have two O-rings on them that you replace, and this just snaps in. There's a snap in here and a snap in there on the body. So now that I've explained everything quite a bit, I'm going to go into putting it together and telling you how I got it apart. Let's tear this thing down. To start disassembly, you can remove these vacuum hose. This just pulls off. Next up, you can loosen the 12mm nuts that secure these high pressure lines to the body. The cover for your pinion nut on the bottom here is going to be a 22mm. And then flip this over and begin to secure the nut that holds that pinion. 15mm. On the top side of the pinion, there's a C-clip you have to remove. But once you have that C-clip removed, you can tap on the bottom of the pinion with an extension and a hammer, and it'll be free enough for you to pull it out after that. Getting this piece out was pretty straightforward. It's spring loaded with this spring, and this is what I believe to be, this is a 17mm. This one's pretty simple. You just twist it out left. If you're having trouble getting it out, you can just wait till you get the rack out, and then you'll be able to pop it through with your finger. Anyhow, how do I get this out? You can see the C-clip in there. Once it's in here, it's super hard to get to. You're definitely gonna need a long, thin, and strong tool. These are it for me. But anyways, to get it out, I had to fully compress this. What I did was then use the rack itself to pop that out, because this O-ring over time gets in there real nice and snug. So what I had done was grab, I think, this 22 socket, put it on the end of the rack, and then with that C-clip pinched, slide the body down on the rack, and it was able to pop that up. That's how we got it out. Once that collar's out, the whole rack can come out from the housing. So to get the plastic bushing and seal out of the inside of this tube, what I was able to use is a 22mm socket. From the back end, you just drive it out. Switch through. Extension. You should feel it, and you just gotta tap it through. There you have it. Now let's rebuild it. Alright, so I'm going to start reassembling this. First thing you're going to want to do on the reassembly is get the new plastic bushing and O-ring that are going to sit internal installed. To get that plastic bushing down in there, you can just get your extension. I I think I used a 29mm socket. You want to get that all the way in there, nice and snug, because getting that interior or internal seal wasn't fun. What worked for me was getting it preloaded onto the shaft. You'll have the spring side facing your center that had that O-ring on it, and you're going to use the actual rack to drive that in. For me to get enough force to do it, I had grabbed a big socket with a nice flat surface that was going to fit inside of this, would be stable enough to hit here, and then just slam down the rack, well really the rack housing, onto the rack, and that was driving that seal all the way in. You'll be able to tell when it's all the way seated if you look through this high pressure side nearest the pinion housing. You want that rubber to be all the way flush. Side right here, there's another seal. It's this guy, and it sits in there like so. There's also an O-ring that you replace, and this C-clip holds it in. To get that oil seal in, you can just line it up and then hit that on a flat surface. Got that end excuse me, on the rack here. Use the C-clip to tool to allow it to fit into the housing, and now it's in there, but it's not all the way down.
You just tap it with a little...
Yeah, so I'm gonna try and tap so I can just hammer it.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna do. And now it's in place. I think it's important to note though that in this outer ring that's kind of cut into a C, you want that opening to be where this air port is going to be. Not like an airport, but a port for air, vacuum. Anyways, now your rack is in there and sealed on both ends. Now I'm gonna take the opportunity to grease up the rack, just along those grooves really, and so that there's less friction when it interacts with our spindle, and we'll be getting to that next. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and replace the O-ring on this plastic bushing. Use the pry tool again. Get it off, place it with the new one. This is a 17mm. You can kind of put a sealant in these threads to help make sure it doesn't leak, but the bushing has a new O-ring that we just put in. Also want to note that there is a O-ring that goes on top of this bushing that spring loads the rack. So once you have the O-ring that's on that installed, there's another one that you insert right here before you put this cap in. Greased her up. I'll try and get this bad boy on. It is spring loaded, so you're gonna have to apply some force and get it threaded at the same time. Not too crazy. I'm not gonna torque that all the way down just yet. Before we do that, I'm gonna go ahead and slide this. If you want to replace these bearings, you really only need to if they're bad. If you want to, there's part numbers on them. Mine are good. I'm not replacing them, but I will replace the seal. So here is our new seal. It sits in here like such. I'm going to go ahead and get this threaded in. We'll kind of have to twist it as it goes through. just like that. You'll see the threads pop through the bottom. That's how you can know that it is in place more or less. Still gonna have to drive this seal in up top. So the 1-inch long drive socket turned out to be perfect for me to drive that in, since you've already removed it, but you'll use your new one. They give you a new one in the kit. You have the C-clip that fits in at the top. Just like that. That's installed. With that installed, and then flip this over and begin to secure the nut that holds that pinion down. They also give you a new one of these in the kit, and it is 15mm. And just be careful as you begin to tighten this. At a certain point, it will want to turn your pinion and move the rack, and we're gonna hold this. Now, I didn't find any torque specs on either of these, so for this spring, it's just gonna be good and tight. It gets to a certain point where it just feels tight enough. You know, it's tight, this still turns nice. And when I tighten this nut down here, same scenario. I used some vice grips and a towel so I didn't damage these threads, or splines rather. And once it's tight, it's tight. The cover for your pinion nut on the bottom here is going to be a 22mm. And again, you just tighten it until it's tight, and then that's good to go. Next up, we reinstall our hard lines. These are really straightforward. Some style will have an O-ring on here. These did not. And it's just a 12mm little nut that threads in on both sides. So go ahead and put it back on. Also, lastly, when you install this, it does have 2 O-rings, and they do come in the kit, so I will be replacing those. Yes. With everything all put together, you're good to go ahead and put your inner tie rods in and your rack boots, and then put it back in the car.